Can't play with business, gotta stand on business. Money come with entrance. Want economic change, increase love with good intentions. Game come in many ways, you just gotta listen. Make the right decisions, there's better ways of living.
Hey y'all, what's going on? My name is Brandy Brunson, Brandy the Bull, Brandy the Boss, Brandy the Brave.
And I'm Shaheedah Tinsley Cobbs, and I am 99.9% always right.
You know what? I don't disagree.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a thing. I don't, try to be right. It just turn out to be right.
It just happens that way.
Yeah, and then I don't even care about saying, I told you so. I just be like,
oh, it's just the look. I like it. I'm not mad at it at
That's
all.
why I said just do what I say, because it works out for all involved.
For the benefit of everybody involved.
Absolutely. So today, it's 2024, and we are here with episode 7. I know it's been a little bit, but we're back.
Yes.
Well, let's talk a little bit. Let's just start off talking a little bit about what the vision was when we started, when we thought about the process of doing a podcast, and what that was supposed to look like. What was our vision behind that?
Right.
Because I don't know what happened. I just, for some reason, it just popped into my head just based off of the fact that we would have these talks.
Yep.
Like, I think, people need to hear some of the stuff, not all of it, but some of the stuff that we talk about, and I think it could benefit other people.
Yeah.
But I think my initial vision, because I just texted you one day and I was like, we're going to start a podcast called Business and Balance. And, I probably would have slow walked it, try to figure everything out.
Sure,
but, we ran it past a couple people and they was like, do it this way, do it this way. And so that brought us to Philly Podcasts, who just pretty much took care of all of the recording portion of it. So we didn't have to think about that. And so we just kind of came and brought our energy, brought our personalities, and I had no idea that it would kind of, take off the way it did. It's just like kind of, I don't even know what to do now.
We lit. It's a thing. But like you said, I definitely think it started off with us just having candid conversations one-on-one. And then during some of these conversations, we would be like, damn, we should have recorded.
Yes.
We should have went on live or something.
Write that down.
Yeah. So it started with that, and I think expanding our visibility for audience.
Yes.
Touching people that we weren't usually able to grasp to.
Yeah.
So
all I thought we were going to be doing was just, sitting back talking to each other in front of our iPad. So we came out the gate with all the professional lighting. And so it's like going to an iPad is kind of like not an option now. So we got to keep it going up from here. But yeah, I'm excited. I think we have officially added, having a successful podcast that we can pretty much, continue to grow and grow from this point. So, that's definitely something that I've been looking into and researching and figure out where we want to take it from here.
Yeah. No, I think it definitely is the potential for growth. But I feel like that's everything we touch.
Yeah.
I feel like everything we touch, it just turns into something, and I think it's based off of what you put into it. You get out what you put in. So we actually are taking it serious. And here we are.
Absolutely. And then we started the first episode with just you and I.
Yes.
And then from there, it was just like, I want to be on. And I'm just like, okay.
Yep.
We just, we're accepting people on our team, people that wasn't on our team. That was super scary having, Martin, which was a very impactful episode. And we didn't know, we did the format a little bit different. We let him talk a little bit more, but it's at 1,800 plus views. I think, I think it said 2,000 views on YouTube. So, but yeah, so we want to continue to bring people on that's actually going to, make an impact.
Right.
In, business and in relationships. And that's why we call it Business and Balance, because while you have, you have your podcast that talk about relationships and all the drama, then you have your podcast that talk about business.
Yes.
But I think you need to be able to relate to how people are, getting through both.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think they both very much intertwine at some point or another. So
Yeah.
it's worth a conversation on how we're navigating both of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
so-
Because I mean, if it's your personal life, if we talked about it
Yeah.
in previous episodes and
Yeah.
how that impacts your business. Sometimes one gotta go.
I know all too well.
Yeah. And then so now, we're to a point where as though we're thinking about having,
Yes.
other guests. Like
Yep.
just name some of your, dream guests if we could have for
Oh my goodness.
2024.
Yeah, that's a tough one. So one, I'm glad that we started out the new year going back with the just you and I thing. I think is it just kind of brings us back to a place of nostalgia from when we first started the podcast.
Yes.
So that's exciting. In terms of dream guests, man, listen, I have got to tell you, Dame Dash is like everything to me. When I tell you that man is my spirit animal, like I just feel like his energy is so boss, very entrepreneurial minded, very matter of fact, very unapologetic. And I think he has a lot of game to offer. So that would probably be my dream guest.
Wow, that's like definitely somebody that I would want to sit down and have a conversation about. One of those
Yes.
people where he see things before they actually manifest.
Yeah.
And people want to call him
Yeah.
crazy or
Yes.
say, you're erratic, but
Right.
then it comes down to everything that he's saying is 100% true.
It's true.
So you just
yes.
gotta listen to that. But
Yeah,
I would love to have Theme Dash on here.
Okay.
That would be amazing.
So somebody make it happen.
Yeah,
Make
right.
it work for us.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say dream because I had a list, but if I had the opportunity to sit down with anybody,
Right.
it would be Nas.
Nas. Ooh.
It really would be.
Okay.
And so Nas is the first, like how I have hip hop in my background growing up.
Right.
You hear it,
Yeah.
nice little song, whatever. But like the first album that I actually was like, oh, I'm gonna go out and get that
Okay.
was
Was it-
Nas's Illmatic.
Yes.
And no, I'm sorry, it was written. No, it's Illmatic. What am I
Okay.
talking about? And I don't know. It just drew to me, and I've kind of been a super big fan
Yeah.
since then.
Yes.
And I would love to know about his process because he is, a person who stays out the way or who
Okay.
have tried to stay out the way
Yeah.
for years,
Yeah.
kind of pop out,
Yep,
do his thing, and then just, go back into hiding.
Yeah.
And, he's still around, still making music.
Absolutely. It's that part. That's what I want to know. How do you stay relevant generation after generation after generation? Because, we are so beyond the generation of the first album, like you talked about. And he's still relevant, still very much doing his thing, still making waves in the industry. He still looks good. He still looks a
That's
good look.
important.
Okay.
I would like to know, does the pen run out of ink though? Like, I mean, and it's not like he just got things in the crate. Like the things that he's releasing, they got current events in it.
Yeah.
So we know he's just. How's the process go? Do you does he ever want to stop?
Right.
At one point. As long as people is listening, I guess he never gonna stop. But that would be
Yeah.
that would be my dream guest.
Dream guest. I like
Yeah.
that. That was a goodie.
Yeah, I love the creative process of anything.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
Right.
and I think he's one of those people who just naturally knows how to do what he does.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. Talented. Very talented.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that
I
would
don't know
be.
if I was expecting that one, but that was good. That was a good one.
Yeah. So I mean, but obviously, those are the dream guests. We want to have people of all backgrounds, here and there, sprinkle here and there. But people reach out and say that they want to be on a podcast.
Yeah.
But we want to know about your business.
Right.
Business.
Right.
But we also want to know about your challenges outside of your business, how you're dealing with that.
Yeah.
So that people, when they're watching, they can, figure out
Absolutely. Yeah.
how that relates to them.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's
So we talked a
important.
little bit about transparency. I think people assume that we're coming and we're putting fluff on everything. A lot of people assume you're showing your best face when you come to social media, when you do your podcast. And I think it's important for people to know that there is a struggle that we all go through. It's not just you. It's not just that you're facing issues by yourself in business or in relationships or in family or in your home life. A lot of us are going through the same thing. So it's important to tap into Tribe and be able to share some of those things on the platform if we can.
Yeah.
So
Shoot, one big thing happened to me just from like September to like December. it's a small thing, but this is just kind of the balance that I was dealing with. And I hadn't even walked into a property for those 2.5 months because I was applying my 13-year-old to high school. And I mean, like, you know, I'm big on private schools. So this was the private school process, and it's almost like the college process, if not more stringent. And it was so exhausting, and it kind of like pulled me away from pretty much doing any type of business. But those are just the little small things that are, you know, kind of make their way into how you go about your business.
Right.
And a lot of people take off, or, you know, because of the holidays, I'm up here submitting an application, getting recommendations.
Right. Yeah.
It just was a lot. So
yeah, definitely.
Fell off a little bit.
Priorities.
Absolutely.
I'm not mad at that though.
But so let's get into the next topic.
Okay. So, you know, it's been a rough few months for me, to say the least. It's been a transition period. So, you know, I'm working my way through that. But what I am learning is that there are a lot of valuable people in my life. I'm learning to maximize my time. I'm learning where I bring value, and where I need to cut relationships, cut people, cut conversations, so on and so forth. So I think we need to go ahead and get into, you know, which value is, what you bring to the table. And what's the saying? How does it go? You know, request your value from people and add tax.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you when it comes to time, when it comes to energy, when it comes to business?
Wow. For me, I'm like, so I'm one of those people that's going to answer the phone.
Yes.
I'm going to answer your question.
Yeah.
So over the years, I had to figure out, you know, who was tapping in because they was interested in having a long-term relationship with me, and who was tapping in temporarily. And so to be able to decipher those people, I mean, it's a challenge.
Right.
I can normally tell off the back certain people with certain personalities.
Okay.
But I really do have to figure out, you know, when to turn my phone off.
Yes. yes.
And, you know, when not to answer the phone.
Yeah.
Give it a couple minutes. But yeah, that's a struggle for me, because I don't know why I want to be available to people.
Yes.
But that's another reason why I might be perceived as guarded. Like, I might be perceived as when I come into the room, I'm not everybody's friend. I'm not trying to get to know everybody. Because I do feel like throughout my life, the people who know me, you know, they rave about, you know, just the person that I am. And the people that have a problem with me have never taken a minute to get to know me.
Right.
So, you know, I'm learning that about myself, that especially in this year, that, you know, it's me. It's me, and I'm okay with that. But because when I'm with you, like, I'm all in. My energy is all there. So it's just like, I don't want to exalt that on people who don't deserve it.
Absolutely.
So every time, you know, I can be perceived as guarded. I can be perceived as whatever you want to call me. But those who know.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you don't want to take 15 minutes, and it don't take long, I mean.
Right.
But you don't want to take the time to get to know me, I mean, that's just...
Right.
That's on you. I don't have nothing to do with that.
Absolutely. That's their loss. Yeah, no, you definitely would be very taxed, I think, if you extended time to everybody, or were overly friendly with everybody, because you really do answer the calls. You really do try to find solutions to the problems. Like, it's not just like you're one of those friends who offer a listening ear or a shoulder to cry on. You are somebody who actually provides solutions and ideas and what can I do to help? You know what I mean? So if you're extending yourself in that way to a lot of people, that could get old real fast. For sure.
I'm definitely not the friend to cry on. Makes me super uncomfortable.
Save the crying.
Yeah, I'll let you go for a little bit. After that, we talk about a solution, right?
Okay, that part.
But
let's fix
you know,
it. Yeah,
absolutely. But
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
time
that.
and energy, and you know, what your skill set is.
Yes.
Like for me, when I came into, you know, on our team last year, my social media was super dry. I'm not big on marketing. Have never been big on marketing. Super uncomfortable with all the marketing and the, hey, pick me, choose me, it's me.
So
you know, I'm over here.
Right.
Super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Not very interested in doing it, but you know, that's what you got to do. You got to be able to, put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And so most recently, I just been hopping on social media, giving just information.
Right.
And I feel like those who feel like it's valuable and feel like I'm a valuable person to contact when they're looking to buy or sell a home, they'll do it.
Yeah.
And if not, take the information and run out.
Yeah,
Definitely
absolutely. Yeah, no, I think I definitely think that you are going to build the audience based off of what you feed. And I mean, social media is one of those things that it's what we make it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can get on there and set the tone of what you want your page to look like, or what you want your feed to look like, or what audience you want to attract. So I think with the information you've been given, you're absolutely going to attract people who are serious about buying, because you be dropping some serious gems, baby. Okay.
It just be, I don't know, it just be experiences. And it's just so much that I just be thinking people know, or thinking, people in our industry knows, and they don't.
Right.
And, even with our team, when I think about something, or if we go through something with a deal, definitely take notes so this doesn't happen anymore moving forward.
Right.
But what about you? Your time, your energy? Like everybody, I know one thing that people always talk about is your energy.
Yeah. So interestingly enough, I'm more of an introvert than I appear to be. It is exhausting to bring that energy all the time. And when you don't show up that way, when people perceive you that way, or when people are used to seeing you that way, again, that's how I sell myself on social media. When you don't show up that way, immediately people want to know what's wrong. Why are you acting like that? You being standoffish, you being weird. And no, I'm just actually tired, or I just didn't show up as Brandy the Brave today. I'm just Brandy out this motherfucker today. That's all. It's very simple. But you do have to extend yourself. And I was listening to something on YouTube not too long ago, and it was interesting because they said you need to be able to give people the gift of silence sometimes, especially in a period like this for me, where it's a big transitional moment, relocation, divorce, like all of these things happening and all of these moving pieces. I got a lot of people who are still trying to tap in. They still want me to answer my phone all the time, or be available to them in whatever aspect that they need me in outside of business. And it's just like, sometimes allow people the gift of being silent. If I need a moment, or if I need some time to get my footing, I have to take that. And after a while, you can't be so tapped into who it offends, because if you're not there when I get back, then it wasn't a relationship that was for me. So I'm working on that. I'm working on extending my time to people who I know need it and can bring value to me, and vice versa. We got to be careful with it.
I mean, we have our conversations, and like, we haven't gone multiple days without speaking, but if I don't talk to you in the day, if you don't answer the phone, I'd be like, all right, she needed a moment.
Yes.
And I'm fine with that, because I know we all do. And I have friends that I've been with, friends with since high school, and sometimes it be years. And then when we get together, it's just like it never left. And so if you don't have that type of value in a person, that you feel like you're offended, if they're not available to you, that's kind of crazy.
It's insane to me, a little bit.
Especially when you have children, you have different things going on, and I just don't understand that. It's just like,
it's interesting.
Listen, I've gone through relationships, friendships specifically, where something happens, and it's just like things aren't the way they were before, and so, and maybe I should address it. I don't. I just be like, all right, well, let me adjust. I know I didn't do anything to anybody. I can't be mad that they're not available. You just got to move forward.
So what I like that you do, though, is, and this is okay to do as well, you know what I mean? You never press me, but you will send a message. You safe? You okay? Because if in fact that is the concern, you have to be the person to be like, damn, friend, I'm okay. I'm alive. I'm not laid up somewhere. But I need a moment. You know what I mean?
Because I definitely think that you in the ditch.
You get the immediately. I'm about to report you missing, sis. What's up? So, but that's okay to do. I think it's okay to give people their space. Hey, you okay? You safe, right? You good? And if people give you the okay, just give them their little moment. They're your friend. They'll be back. They'll be back.
Absolutely.
So,
I just appreciate that I'm safe.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I'm safe. I'm okay. I'm alive.
because I do my check-ins.
You do. You do. All right, now, I done called you a few times. Are you safe? I'll be like, I'm safe.
Now I can go to sleep. That is so hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just definitely stick to your guns on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, people, they definitely exhaust you.
Absolutely. And guilt trip you too. Save the guilt, baby.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad.
I feel like when we have kids, it's just like, that's who we belong to.
Yes, absolutely.
That's who we belong to. So you can just insert my kids in any excuse on why I'm not available.
Yes.
Every time.
That's a funny way to put it, and that is absolutely true.
Yeah, because
that's who we belong to.
That's who we belong to. Like, you just went through a divorce.
Yeah.
Does anybody think, well, maybe her kids need some extra attention or anything like that?
No,
It's
definitely.
just like, no, me.
Right. You're not answering my call. Right. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. But again, time is currency.
Yeah.
And I'm just being very strategic about who I extend it to at this stage. That's just what it is. So again, if people are offended by that, it's unfortunate. But I'm definitely moving in a way that I want people, again, that I'm bringing value to and that are bringing value to me and that match this next stage in my life that I'm going into.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Yeah, you definitely got to be strategic.
Okay.
Because people will waste your time.
Come on now with the vampire energy. We don't like it.
That is so crazy. Well, let's just go. I mean, we talked a little bit about, how we're dealing with, things from last year. But I would say, the question of being self-aware. I'm very self-aware.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, throughout different stages in my life.
Right.
I've always known exactly who I am.
I love it. I love that. That's powerful.
I have. And it's not, it's just something. I mean, like up until I probably was an adult.
Yeah.
I was Keisha's little sister. Right? That's who I was.
Right.
I literally was. I was Keisha's little sister. That's where, when I went to school, when I went anywhere, that was my battery in my bag.
Okay.
And I wasn't going around like, oh, I'm Keisha's little sister.
Right.
And just for those who don't know who my sister is, but so my sister is 8 years older than me. And growing up, she was talented, beautiful. I mean, the girl had hair black, jet black, thick. It was. And we would go to the hairdresser and get the same style.
Okay.
Mine's wouldn't look like hers. But I would just always walk into a room and walk outside, not saying that to myself, but I knew that about me. I knew I was protected.
Yes.
I knew that, my sister was going to do anything for me. And so throughout my adolescent, that was what I had in my back pocket of why I never wanted to be like anybody else.
Yeah.
Why I never was jealous of anyone. Why I was very, very sure of myself is because I was Keisha's little sister.
Okay.
And there was nothing better to me. There was nobody prettier, nobody more talented. So, I'm the next best thing. So it didn't matter to me, if you didn't like what I had on, because my sister bought it.
Yes.
And she liked it. But yeah, so that's where what I took into my adulthood.
I loved it.
And then, once I got into my adulthood, then you become your own person. Then I'm Isaiah's mom. I'm Kingston's mom.
Yes.
I'm Niall's mom.
Right.
And you get married. I'm Basil's wife.
Yep.
And those are the labels that I put on myself all the way up to this past year. I was not. I didn't have anything else that I wanted to be.
Right. Okay.
Real estate, working, all of those things were just a side effect to me being able to live the life with the people that I was living it with.
Right.
So when, like I said, if I go back to, walking into a room and people thinking I'm standoffish or people thinking I'm a certain type of way, I don't have no doubts. about who I am or what I know or what I bring to the table,
Right.
I already have that taken care of.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're waiting for me to, if you're waiting for me to wait for your validation, it's never going to happen.
Okay.
And it's not nothing against anybody.
Right.
That's just how I'm wired.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
There's
yes.
nothing I can do about it. I literally sit there like, dang, well, why would that person? And,
Right.
and it's everybody. Like, it's not just, this past year. It's not just in this real estate market.
Right.
I've heard this my entire life for just existing.
Yes.
And being cool with who I am and what I have already. And me and, Anthony had a conversation about, is it limiting you?
Okay.
Is it, taking money out of your pocket?
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, I mean, I guess so.
Okay. Okay.
So that's why initially when I signed on, it was like, well, why you sign on to a
Right.
team?
Yeah.
I was like, because I know for some reason I come off as an asshole. But I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing, but for some reason,
Right.
the first impression is not what I'm trying to portray.
Okay.
So I said, let me get around some people
Yes.
as a buffer
Right.
that I can partner with. And that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Absolutely.
I'm not doing anything to nobody. If I don't know who you are,
Right.
or if I don't acknowledge you, or if I'm not coming up to you like, oh my God, I heard that.
Right.
It's not that I'm not giving you your credit or anything.
Yeah.
That's just how I am.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And being self-aware puts you in a position where you are actually now in a space where you're growing your business. You have the podcast. You have all of these doors opening up for yourself because, like you said, this is going to add to my strengths, my wheelhouse, getting around some people who have some strengths where I may not.
Yeah.
And it takes a person that's self-aware to be able to acknowledge it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I've always been, I guess the word is flexible. I'm very much... I come from a place where I've always had to be in survival mode, so I can adjust to whoever I need to be in the moment, which can be scary, you know what I mean? Because based off of how I decide to use those superpowers, it can be manipulative. It can be too agreeable, like we talked about, and it can come off as too nonchalant, you know what I mean? But I am very flexible, so more often than not, I allow people to tell me who they think I am.
Yeah.
Or again, if you don't come off as self-aware, they will tell you who you are. Oh, Brandy, you're this type of person and you should be here because you move like this and you would be good in this aspect. So I take everything in, and what sticks and what I think is valid for me, I keep it, I hold on to it, and everything else I let go. So I'm ever changing. I'm always finding ways to better myself and improve. But I can't say that I 100% in this moment in time know who I am. I know who I'm about to step into. I know the woman I want to be and I want to build out. But I've always been pretty flexible and, fairly agreeable. So,
I mean, do you feel like that's something that a path you want to stay on, or something that you can get away from?
I think that it has proven to be more positive for me than negative because, like I said, I am also very bullheaded. I'm very stubborn. So you're not going to convince me of what you want me to do. So I do have moments where I'll take it in and I'll listen to it and I'll, kick it around a little bit. Some things, again, I intake and some things I throw off. But for the most part, if I say you're using your perception of me to benefit you, or you're trying to maneuver the conversation or manipulate it in a way that makes sense for you and to use me to your benefit, I'll cut it off. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's damaging. I don't think it's a negative situation that I allow to go too far when I'm listening to what people have to say about me. So
one thing that you've heard, that you've expressed to me from, people in a space, not in our particular space, but like, you know, just in the industry.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, Brandy, you know, you're beautiful. You got to use that to your advantage.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I guess some would call it pretty privilege. Like, what do you feel about that?
You know what? I definitely know that throughout the years, I've been afforded some opportunities that I didn't necessarily work as hard for as I've seen some people work. I will say that I think that there's moments in time where I see people put in the work and really get busy, and it may not have been their moment. However, I do think that I've been blessed to have people take me under their wing. I think I've been blessed to have some opportunities. And I think in addition to me being an okay look, I have a great personality. Yeah. So I don't know if I would account it to any one thing, but I believe it's a thing. I also think you have to be careful with leading with that thing though, because, you know, pretty or sex appeal or whatever is going to get you in the door, but it's also going to attract a certain type of energy, a certain type of people, a certain type of audience. And at the end of the day, this is a business. It's a business. So we don't want to attract the wrong energy, and we don't want to operate in the wrong energy either. So I'm careful with that.
Yeah, but no, like you said, like you can look a certain way, but if you can't back it up with a skill set and a good personality, right, then, you know, it can get you in the door, but it's definitely not going to keep you there.
Child, and Lord knows, you know, you don't want to get into a place where people talking about this and that. And again, it takes away from the business. It really does. It takes away from your brand. It takes away from opportunities that you may have in the future. You just never know where you may end up or what rooms you may be in. So you want to make sure your reputation is solid. Yeah. You know.
Most definitely. Yeah. Yeah, but I just hate when women like come at other women like that. Like, you know, I don't know. It's kind of pimpish.
It's giving pimp.
It's giving pimpish.
It's giving pimpish.
Oh yeah, you know, he's a this, a that. He owns this, that, and the third. You should know him. He should know you. Like, are you a pimp?
Yeah. No, seriously.
You promise me?
Seriously, but that even goes back to the conversation we had with certain people inviting me to certain things. It's certain friends where I'll get an invite to a very specific kind of event. And then, you know, you see them at the business situation at a networking event where some hitters in the room, and it's like, damn, I should have been there. Yeah. That's a joint I wanted to be at, but you invite me to the spot where I'm a good look and, you know, is going to bring a certain kind of crowd, a certain kind of attention. So it's like, don't do that. You know, people will box you into where they want you to be most of the time. You got to be careful with that.
Yeah. Or they're going to, you know, they bring you to be like, so people going to be like, who was that you was with? You introduced me to Brandy.
Yes. It happens.
And it's just like, you know, on the business sense, I imagine that it's like, oh, she do real estate? Oh, Right. Oh, what she do, but she don't really do it like that. Or you just never know what the conversations are. Because it's just like, if the referral's not coming, then, you know, what are we really doing? Like, you know, we get brunch and dinner and all that to death, because we do that on a regular basis.
Okay, one thing we're going to do is eat. Yeah. We're going to eat. We're going to have a little cocktail.
Yeah. But it's just like, we definitely get down and get to the business all the time.
I'm so glad you said that, though, because, bro, that's the thing. This, again, I think what we do looks fun. And I think a lot of times because we're having a good time and we enjoy each other's company, we make it look fun. But again, this is a business. So when we're talking about things like referrals, when we're talking about sharing resources amongst each other in business, don't always come to a person with what you need them to do for and with you. We got to be in a space where, again, we're bringing value to each other, because time is money, and, you know, it's tight. It's tight out here. So if you're not doing business with me, you're doing business with somebody else. And after a while, it becomes offensive. Like, who you putting money in somebody's pocket? Why not me? So am I really a person that you like being around? Am I really your friend? Am I really a referral resource? Am I somebody that you find valuable in your network? Because why are we not doing business together if I see you doing it with other people? So again, you got to do your checks and balances, baby.
Absolutely. And it's just like, for me, it's like, as soon as I find out somebody is in a profession, you know, I'm like, oh, you should know this person. Like, you know, somebody that I was cool with, like they found me on Instagram. They was like, oh, I do this. I do the mobile notary. I was like, cool. Let me introduce you to this person. Instantly. I'm telling you, instantly. I said that. You need to know this person. You need to be working with this person. And that was the conversation, like all the time. And it's like, we're not even super cool or super, talk on a regular basis, but it's just like, you need to know that person.
Yep.
All right, you need to be doing this. Have you thought about doing that?
Yep.
And that's just the way my mind works. And I just have to understand that everybody doesn't feel that way.
Yeah.
And I feel like, some of it is, I want you around, but I don't want you to outshine me.
You going ruffle feathers? Don't do that.
I mean, here, let's just do this podcast case in point. Like I said, I'm a little rough around the edges. I'm a little hard. So why the hell? Why the hell anybody want to see me on a podcast? So I'm like, Brandy, let's do this podcast. But I'm particularly telling you that this is where I'm weak at.
Okay, right.
This is your strength.
Being transparent, yeah.
I need you.
Right.
For my business. And this is what I have for you.
Okay.
Those are the words that I'm saying.
Absolutely.
I'm not, well, all right, I'm going to get her on because I know she's going to get me views.
Yes.
I need you.
Right.
To get me views. And I need, and this is what I have.
Yep.
And that's
what
the
I have to offer.
conversation.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that. And again, I had a conversation today with somebody and we talked about selling ourselves. We talked about being in a role of sales even when you don't think you are. Like literally all day, every day, that's what we're doing. Yeah. We're selling or somebody's selling us something. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. Be transparent and what your agenda is. And if it's beneficial for both of us, it's a go. You know what I mean?
But it should be.
Okay. Yeah.
It should be. It should forever be like, yo, I need you for this.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with saying, I've said this when I came in flat. Look, stop asking me why I'm on the team. Listen, I need a buffer.
Yes.
I would rather be in the back room, just paperwork. That's what I would rather be doing.
Yeah.
I don't want to be out here.
Right.
Because it's weird out here.
It's weird. It's strange out here.
It's strange out here. I want to be at the baseball game.
Yes. Right.
But that's where you have to be. That's where things are. So I'm going to be very transparent and upfront with what I need from somebody and what I'm willing to give them.
Right.
And if I don't have nothing to give them, then I'll say that too.
Right.
But most of the time I do.
Yes. That's a conversation. No, absolutely. I agree 110%. I agree.
Yeah. So
that was a goodie. That was a goodie. I don't know how people going like that one, but it is what it is. It's in the air. It's in the universe.
It's not you. You gotta worry about it.
Ooh. Okay. If it don't apply, let it fly. I like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's not everybody.
Yes.
Some people don't even know they doing it.
Yeah. Yes. That's
being self-aware.
Absolutely.
If I'm a user, let me step into your usury.
We are stepping into it. We're stepping into it this year.
Absolutely.
Whatever it is. That's
I like
funny.
to use people.
Okay. Self-awareness is a big deal.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, if it's a blowback, it's a blowback. I don't know.
Listen, we know how to carry that. Yeah. We handle it as it comes these days, okay?
I don't mean no harm. I really do like everybody.
I love it. No, it's good
Thursdays,
info.
I do.
Ooh, very insightful info, though. And valid.
Absolutely. So, well, let's go into the next topic.
So, I mean, I think that with the topic that we were just on, being self-aware, there's a certain freedom that comes with it. There's a certain, and even what you said, knowing who you are and being a woman you are and showing up unapologetic, this is who I am. I'm quite sure that you are living in more of a free space than a lot of people who have to go in and put a facade on. So when we're talking about freedom, when we're talking about being authentically you, when we're talking about you waking up and stepping into the person that you want to be every single day, what does that feel like and what does freedom look like to you as a whole?
So freedom to me, Nina Simone said it best. It's no fear.
Okay.
I gotta drink some damn water.
Okay. I like that. No fear.
Yeah. I mean, like, I got it. No fear. What people think.
Yeah.
I'm good on that. But just like as far as no fear all around, I wish I could build a compound
Okay.
and put all my folks in it.
Absolutely.
Because then my fear will go down, because, one of my biggest fears are, my folks being safe.
Yes. Right. Absolutely. That's I think that's really decent, because when you hear most people's answer is usually based off of a monetary answer. I think we just automatically go to money allowing us freedom. And that's where I thought you were gonna go. That's what along the lines I thought you were gonna stick with. So that's dope to just hear safety is freedom. Your family being okay.
I mean, if I was on some island, it was just the folks that I have a good time with, that I love, I'll be 100% fine.
Yeah.
All this other stuff wouldn't, it doesn't matter to me at all, but it comes with the territory. But
right.
yeah, no fear. Like, just no fear. I don't want no fear of my kids doubting themselves. Like, I don't want none of that. That's what freedom is 100% to me. I mean, I think with being able to build a compound to put all my folks in, that would take some money.
Yeah.
So, I ultimately would like to have, money will fuel the freedom that I need.
Right.
But yeah, no fear.
Right. Yeah. So I know in this season of my life, man, it's interesting to look at things from a new lens and a new perspective. I think that day-to-day issues that we all face and that don't go away are really keeping us in bondage. Like, those bills gonna be there. The man you dealing with that's acting stupid gonna keep acting stupid. The pounds you want to lose that's not coming off, they not going nowhere without the work. I think these are consistently things that we always stressed about our look and, our relationships and our business and our money and the bills that's coming in, and this broke and this went bad. And again, I think that all of those things keep us binded. And keep us in prison in our own heads a lot of times. So I would like to just have a reset where I come up with the top 10 things that are most important to me, which is family, children, safety, health. Those are really the things that I consider to be free if they're okay. If everything's okay in those spaces and aspects, I feel like I'm free to maneuver the way I need to.
Absolutely.
So
it really is that simple sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's the way to put it. I wanna go back to a simpler way of thinking.
That's simpler.
Yeah, yep.
Shit's so hectic.
It is, yo. It's chaotic. It's chaotic. I'm telling you, this shit will have you looking old, feeling old, skin dry.
Yes.
Dehydrated. Y'all gotta stay stress free out here.
Absolutely.
It is wild.
And free from other people's opinions. Like,
say that.
I'm gonna tell you something. Like I said, I said it on previous episodes. Like, the main thing in my household was not caring about what other people think. That was like driven into me and my sister's brain, and I want everybody to embrace that. Not feel validated by people. It's nice to be, propped up. It's nice to be recognized.
Yes.
But don't be, relying on that.
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because people are going to disappoint you every day.
Yo.
Because you might be up at this point, and then, it's only for a season, and then what do you have after that?
Yes.
So
that's
it's
good.
It's definitely, I mean, everybody can't get to a point where as though, they don't care. And, when I say not caring about what people think, I mean, obviously you can't be out here, burning people and hurting people.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to not do that.
Right.
But, about people's opinions.
Yes.
You just can't be attached to it.
And that's crazy too, because again, that's another form of, tying yourself up and holding yourself back, trying to meet the standards of other people who may not even be meeting those standards themselves, who may be operating in a completely different financial capacity or position than you are, or whose lifestyle may look completely different than you think. We don't know what's going on behind these people's closed doors.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going on with their real life bank accounts. So, comparisons, and again, opinions and validity based off somebody else's perception is wild. Like we gotta really stop that.
Yeah.
We have got to stop that.
And stop trying to, talk down. That's a lot. I'm seeing a lot of that. Like we can't just stand on what we're doing.
Oh my God.
We're just,
Come on with it. Pull that one out.
it's like,
Pull that one out.
you do this, but don't do that because I'm doing this. And I'm like, come on now. Like, let's just, if that's what you're doing and if that's working amazing for you, then dive into
Keep
that.
doing it.
Lean into that.
Yes.
Promote that.
Yes.
But you don't have to talk bad or about what somebody else's strategy
The
is.
next person, it burns me out.
Yeah.
That's a new marketing technique. People are utilizing the shortcomings of other businesses to promote their business. And I don't like that.
Well, not even just in our world. Like if you drive down 76 or it's multiple, personal injury lawyers.
Oh, yes.
And they're trying to
Yes.
billboard each other.
Yes.
It's just funny. I wouldn't call any of them if I was to get into an accident. Actually, I'm not going to. I'm going to call the person without the billboards because apparently y'all spending too much money on advertising.
y'all got money.
Yeah. So it's just like, so it's just like, it's a thing. And I get it. It's actually in other countries, it's illegal. You can't talk bad about other companies in other countries. I'm going to those countries. But
interesting.
Yeah, but it's just like, wow. It's just like, somebody's talking about something good they're doing.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, wow. And then the second thing is, and this, that, and the third, and that's crap, and don't do it that way, and da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, well, damn.
Right. Let's normalize, having something positive to say about people or not speaking on it at all if there's nothing positive. Because sometimes we don't have positive, opinions about people, but just don't speak on it.
Absolutely.
But I want to uplift people. I really do. I think that we need it, especially in our space. I tend to do a lot of business with people that look like me. I do a lot of business with people that's from where I'm from. We want to uplift each other. We want to show each other love.
Yeah.
And who gonna support us if we not supporting us?
Yeah, and another thing I want to highlight is that we do a lot of competing with each other, especially in the real estate space. Like we make like up 20% of the real estate agents, like in the whole market of Philadelphia. Like, so we all competing for the same
deals. Yeah.
So, but we're not competing with other communities.
Yes.
We're all in competition. I get it, but I wouldn't even want to service every person in the actual city because there's not enough capacity in the order to do it.
Right. There is a such thing as too much business.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because you can't service everyone 100%.
Yeah.
If you're spreading yourself so thin. So let's just say that we're not going to all be able to, get the same clients. So we can't, right?
Right.
So it just makes no sense to continue to compete with each other.
Right.
For the same clients.
Yes.
It just
it
makes me want to go back to where I was before.
I remember we had that conversation.
Yes.
We had that conversation. But I think that it is good that we're bringing it to light. And I think it is a conversation piece that we should probably touch on, in the future, and continue to touch on because I think it is a whole climate surrounding, us. What's that mindset? The crabs in a barrel mindset where we all just trying to get at each other or beyond each other and tear people down to do so.
Yeah.
So that's not it.
Yeah. So, we like as a new brokerage in the city, we're trying to grow. We're trying to do business with integrity, be available to people. And, just let that fly. Like, if agents want to come over or if they want to leave or whatever the case may be, it's just like we wish you the best.
Absolutely.
It's not
absolutely
slavery over. It really is.
That goes back to our freedom topic, baby.
Yeah.
We have the freedom to be able to do what's best for us and in our businesses and in our lives. Because again, we got families to feed. We got food to put on the table.
At the end of the day.
So people got to do what's best for them.
Yeah, my kids don't eat at the table. They eat in a bed, on the floor.
Just feeding the floor.
Yeah.
I'm crying. That's
Yes,
hilarious.
Those days are gone.
That's interesting. I think that was a great topic, though. I definitely do. That was good.
Well, we're going to segue into the topic that, I really wanted to get to. And it is, we call it our complicated relationship with real estate and as an industry.
Yeah.
So if I go first.
Please do.
So I want to just, and I've said this before, I got into real estate primarily as a last resort. I thought I went to business school. I thought, I was going to be in somebody's skyscraper, climbing the ladder.
Right.
And what was it? 2004, I graduated from college. But I decided that I wanted to dread my hair in 2002. Okay. So, I have dreads. I'm doing any and everything, I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yes.
Different
styles, different colors. Yeah.
And I did not know. I was never going to be able to go anywhere.
And the corporate.
Yeah. In the corporate setting, it wasn't until my last job early on where one of the managers who was leaving told me like, yeah, they're never going to let you go anywhere with your hair like that.
That's crazy.
I was like, all right, well, I'm just like, me knowing me, being very pushed back. I was like, cool. What can I do that I don't have to, rely on anybody telling me how to wear my hair?
Right.
So I did choose real estate, and I was given a chance in the beginning.
Right.
And I kind of grew from there. And over the years, like I said, my favorite place was paperwork. Back in the back,
This got you.
Yeah, when I loved working in new construction, because I was primarily dealing with developers and investors, and so that was, I very much flourished in that environment. Right. At one point in time, I did try to partner with other agents to do a team thing. Okay. And it just seemed like nobody wanted to team up. Especially people in our community. So I'm like, cool, I'm just going to go ahead and do something, do everything in the background and, just function that way. Yes. And then when I joined the team and I said, all right, let me try this again. It's just like my fears and my frustrations with working within our community in the real estate space, they're still here. It's just still like, it's just very complicated. And I do love real estate, and I do love to, assist people with buying and selling properties. But I have a very complicated relationship with real estate. Sometimes, like I told you last year, I was going to tap out, and it's so emotional working with buyers and sellers, working with other agents. Right. And, I sometimes, it'd be a little, I'll be ready to go. I'll be ready to go. And then, rates high, all of those things. Yep. And, just, the last thing I want to do is just beg people to use my service. Yes. Right. So, it's been times that I've been like, do I really want to do this?
Yeah. No, I'm right with you. I quit every 3 months. I'm done. But you know what? The interesting thing now is, again, I'm trying to see things from a point of view that is more logical than emotional. And when I ask myself, are my skills and is my time being best utilized in being a real estate agent, and is what I'm producing reflective of that? And honestly, I have to say no. I have to say that I am putting in, I feel like I have put in more work, more money, and more effort over the years than I think I produced in the capacity that I wanted to. I made good money now, don't get it twisted. Definitely made my money back. Definitely is a profitable business, but I think that I should have been able to make a lot more money over the years if I would have applied some of those skills and some of those dollars to other areas. And I just didn't know better. When you know better, you do better. And as you learn and time goes on, you figure out how other agents are being successful in the business. But I think sometimes it makes me want to restructure the business in the way I'm thinking about it. I think it showed me a whole new set of entrepreneurial options that I didn't know existed. There is no ceiling. Like, you can literally make as much money as you want to in different aspects of real estate in addition to agency. But I'm a little burned out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, for me, it's just it's just it's the social media.
Yeah, I'm crying.
I'm a dinosaur, and I didn't have to do this for a long time.
Got you.
And I held out for as long as possible.
Right. Yes.
And it's just like, I remember when I was working, when I was working in new construction.
Okay.
And I'm meeting other agents, pulling up BMWs,
Yes.
what I was like in my early 30s. So it was just, they look like they just got straight out of college, and I'm at this point of time. So there's new construction properties. And so with new construction, when it's still under construction, you still have to show up to for safety and insurance reasons. So I'm showing these properties, and these agents absolutely know nothing about what they're doing. And here I am, with all these, with the skill set. I was like, all right, I'm gonna learn as much as I can. I'm gonna be as resourceful as I can. And sometimes it's just not enough. It's like, people don't, and I'm the doomsday agent. So when I sit down with you, I'm going to tell you the best case scenario, and I'm also going to tell you the worst case scenario. And it might show, people might show me the door because of that. But the last thing I want you to do is to say I ain't tell you.
Yes.
To say, oh, I ain't know this, and some agents might be able to walk away like,
right, absolutely.
But I'm going to not be able to sleep at night.
Yes.
If if I didn't do something that I was supposed to do. So, sometimes I don't get the listing, or I don't get the buyer because of it. I can get you, you don't have to you can bring $2 to the table. And then I'm going to tell you what that means.
With them, yes.
And I'm going to tell you if it can happen. Or if it could fall apart and all that. And, and the other agent that wants to tell you like, oh, it's a magical day and this is Disneyland. You might go over there. Yeah. So, being a truth teller,
right.
I don't know if that's,
right.
the best, the best way to be, but
I get you.
I'm sorry. I can't lie.
Yeah. I think having integrity in the long run always is going to work in your favor. Like you said, you may miss the listing. And I'm an agent where, I get it all the time where a buyer come back to me. Oh, I should have used you the first time, and I worked with the other person and it just didn't go well. And I'm like, well, damn, why am I the secondary? But like you said, a lot of times you have somebody over promising and promising the moon and stars, and then they actually come back to the person who had integrity or who was honest in the beginning. But I think the clients are really the most rewarding part of the work.
Yes.
Like, that makes it all worth it. When you hand somebody their keys, or when people are really ecstatic about home ownership and being able to step foot into a property that they didn't have before when they were running for a really long time, or they're the first person in their family to buy. Like, those kind of stories, man, it really does something to me, and I want to keep coming back.
Yes. It reignites it.
Yes. But man, it's tough. It's a tough business. It's tough on you mentally. And it's a lot of work as well. We do a lot of footwork. We in the field. We're really putting in these weather conditions in different parts of the city where you guys are seeing crime and stuff happening. We be in the middle of the shit.
Yep.
Just outside. Showing properties.
And as women, like, my husband always like, you need to get your license to carry. And I'm just like, I got the Lord. I feel like if I have one, I'm gonna need it.
One thing, I'm scared,
and I'm definitely turning this sideways. So
not turning it sideways.
Yeah, so I just say.
Yes. No, it does give an extra. It feels like you got some extra padding to be able to be in certain areas. But again, you never want to put yourself in a position of danger. And there's been plenty of showings that I just wouldn't I'm riding through unless I'm with a person, or even showings with men that I'm not familiar with or don't know, or somebody extra showed up to the showing and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't. We got to turn those down.
Yeah.
Come back another time, or I got to come back with another agent.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
or I'm gonna just open this door. Y'all walk through.
and
let
y'all
me know
go ahead
what
and
you
walk
think.
through.
Because I'm definitely not going through it. And when I was green, I mean, all those things went out the window. I wasn't thinking about any of those things.
We
I was in
climbing through
basements,
windows
all
and-
that. I just was like, oh, the door not open. I can climb through this window. Like,
Keys don't work.
right?
Absolutely.
Now I just be like, especially like one of those properties that need a full renovation. I'd be like, yeah, I'm not going in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I remember one time I walked through a property. I had on shoes like this. I'm doing a showing, and I stepped on a cat. It was a dead cat. I was distraught. I was like, damn.
No, one of my stories, it was in Kensington, and this is when I was working for an investment company, so I was a buyer. This lady had every size roach there was in the world.
Every size, though.
Every size.
Yeah,
from the newborn to the 80-year-old, like every roach. And so as
Not elderly roaches.
yes. And so, when you in people's house, they're like, she had like all these incense burning. Oh, it was a little smell. So I didn't smell anything. But as soon as we went in the kitchen, it was all demographics of roaches. And I had to not jump. Like, because,
You don't want them to feel.
yeah, I don't want them to feel bad. And, she just like, then I went upstairs and somebody was on the bed. I'm like, how you sleeping here?
Damn.
But
that's tough.
You gotta
Yes.
stay, that's why I said I'm
Yes.
not hard. Look, I ain't tell her she was nasty.
Yes. But it's definitely one of those businesses where it's not always sexy.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just not. And it seems like more and more as time goes on, again, like I said, the deals are tightening up. So I may take a deal that I wouldn't normally have taken. I may have to go ahead and make that work. So yeah, more and more lately, I'm like, but we hang in there, baby. We hang in there.
Yeah.
We hang in there.
I think real estate is just always a go-to. My kids have had some interest in getting licenses.
Yeah.
I'm like, look,
Yeah.
you can do it.
Yes.
But just know.
Yep.
Damn, I actually think I would rather them be a realtor somewhere else. Oh my God, I'm just so scared.
Listen, that's a whole nother nother podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because yes, as a mom, you do think of things from a different perspective.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
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 Well, it was so great to get this started again.
We are back, baby. 2024, guys.
Yeah, it was a little rusty.
Woo.
Yeah.
We did that though. We did
Absolutely.
it. We go ahead and pull it through now. We gonna pull it through.
Oh yeah, and we actually have a sponsor.
Let's go.
Our sponsor is from Realty One Focus Philly. New office in the where are we at? Off of
Northern Liberties, essentially. Northern Liberties.
Northern Liberties situation. The Instagram is ROG Focus Philly. Actually, it's ROG Focus PHL. And so that's our first sponsor.
Yes.
Located at 1216 North Front Street. So definitely stop in. We're there. If you need to buy or sell a home or lease a property. We're pretty much getting it busy there.
And we are accepting new agents.
Absolutely.
You're looking for a new home, looking for people who are like-minded and a place where you can come and hone your skill and grow.
Absolutely.
We're here.
Yep.
We're real.
Absolutely. So y'all have a good day.
All right, let's
That was
go.
episode 7. Yeah. Episode 7.
We're going to keep them coming.
Yeah.
We're going to keep them coming.
It might be a lot more of us, just us too. What y'all think?
Yes. Give us, yes. Drop a comment or send us a message. Let us know what you guys think. Should we continue to have guests? Should we, minimize the guests? Should it be more of a Shaheedah and Brandy thing? Let me know what y'all think, how y'all feel about it. I like this vibe, though. I like this vibe.
Yeah, it was chilling. And it's warm in here.
It is.
It's a new
feeling
space.
good. Let's go, Philly podcast space.
Yeah, absolutely. They always get us together.
Yep.
Y'all can't see, but it's like a million cameras here.
Okay.
So that's why the the positioning is so great.
The setup ain't for play.
All right,
big dog setup.
We're not going to have no iPad.
We'll talk to y'all.